Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel and a brand new video and something completely different today. So thanks for watching. As you may have gathered as the years and the months have gone by, I collect a lot of professional wrestling DVDs and Blu-rays, and one collection that I always wanted that I've actually been able to obtain every single one of them to date is TNA Impact Wrestling, and a lot of knowledge goes into it and a lot of time goes into it. But I thought I've made some notes as to why and about the collection in general. So I'm just going to get jump into it. So thanks for watching again. So to kick off the video, I'm going to answer the one question that always a lot of people ask is why TNA Impact Wrestling DVDs in my collection. So we go back 20 years now and to this story. And 20 years ago, TNA was not even a year old. And obviously going to the website, as I did back then, because there was no other way to watch it, at least on UK TV back then. And the fact that there wasn't any way to watch it, I could only read the results on their website, like I mentioned before. And obviously, as you browse the website and everything else, I saw that they had DVDs for sale. And I saw a few of them, the first 6, and then obviously others along the way. But the one that I always remember, and I'm actually glad I have now, is the Best of AJ Styles, which obviously the original Best of AJ Styles release that features him on the cover with the NWA World Championship. It was later re-released with a different cover, obviously covering up the NWA World Heavyweight Championship and so on. But that one always caught my eye, and I was like, how cool, I'd love to eventually grab that for my collection. And my collection wasn't very big back then either, especially when it came to WWE DVDs as well. But still, I always wanted them, and obviously I was only 15 at the time, which meant I couldn't get them. So that's pretty much as to why. There's a lot of sentimental value and maybe a lot of nostalgia involved as to how I started. And then the next chapter of this is regrets. And I only say regrets because prior to purchasing the 2 big lots that I got, a few years prior to that, I found someone who actually had them all, for a very good price. And I wasn't able to get them in the end due to funds and everything else. So at the back of my mind, I instantly regretted it. I thought, and I would always go on eBay and try and find the TNA DVDs in lots because I thought they would all come in one big bundle. And it actually saved me a lot of time to search for what I needed or what I wanted to have for the collection. As I learned as well along the way what they had actually released and what they hadn't at that point. But then luckily, this is the next chapter and how it all started. It was late November 2020, and obviously a few months after lockdown and obviously COVID pandemic and everything else. And as one does, browse at ungodly hour. And I just stumbled upon this post, and it had literally everything that I needed, or that I wanted rather, except a few things. But I mean, and upon messaging the seller, he was happy to ship to Europe. And then after that, he was happy to ship to Europe. We came to the agreement that I would take 1 lot first, which was, I believe, turn 4 till turn 9, as well as a few compilations. And then the next lot I would get from 2010, I believe, to 2014. And obviously, again, they were similar with the 2014 ones. There was still some missing, but a great lot nonetheless. So I did that between November and I believe February 2021. So I was able to do that, and it looked quite neat. And at the time when I saw this big lot, I saw the one night only pay-per-views. And upon speaking to my good friend at Home for Punk, hi JP, I asked him, were they pay-per-views? Because I wasn't really following TNA after 2010. I stopped watching for a while. And he's like, yeah, they were, but, maybe they didn't really follow what was happening on TV at that point. And so I thought, am I going to regret not getting them? And I did instantly, because I told the seller that I bought the 2 lots from that I didn't want them. And then I thought to myself, you know what, I'm actually going to start getting them. And a quick eBay search, I was able to get many that I needed in one full swoop. And then obviously came, I want to say, the harder side. And this is when I'm going to speak to you, is the Huns. And on the hunt, you search for the ones that you need. I saw a video that Tom for Punk had posted of his TNA and Impact Wrestling collection, and I followed that to the letter, pretty much to know and tick off which ones I needed, which ones I didn't need. One of the first ones I instantly realized that I needed, because it wasn't on there on the two lots that I got, was Sacrifice 2014. And Sacrifice 2014, I like I said, relatively new to collecting them, so I didn't know really how rare it was in every sense of the word. And then luckily I messaged someone who I knew, and they actually had it, and they eventually sold it to me for a very good price as well. So 2014 was done. It's just left a void in the 2014 collection, and I didn't realize it was missing until I searched like the chronology online. But yeah, luckily I found it. Same thing with the hunts, I found so many, like the old school GFW, AMPS 1 and 2, so many others. And there was some on Impact Eurostore as well at the time, and now it's completely bare compared to what it used to be and how much it used to have. But I got stuff like Redemption, and then I got some like Homecoming, and along the way I kept getting, and also the Essentials, the Essential collection. I remember getting, I think it was like 3 or 4 of them in one go. And then I was going to get the Samoa Joe one, which is one of the, I think, and I recall the last one that I needed to complete that Essential set. And it was on Impact Eurostore. And from the moments I got home, was at work, from the moments I was at work to get home, it completely sold out. I was gutted, completely gutted. I'm like, oh, I'm hoping they restock it, and I'll be able to get it to complete that set. Then I found some on eBay Germany. I remember finding Best of Sting on there, which I was ecstatic to find. Then I found many others through Facebook groups and Facebook sellers. And I want to boil it down to luck that I was able to find so many. But when it comes down to luck, I think I was very lucky, because I would have never have imagined how lucky I was, not just to add these to my collection, but to make a very good friend out of it as well. And I saw a video of one of the releases that I needed, and I instantly messaged him in the comments, and I said, look, I'd love to talk to you because it's one that I need. And lo and behold, he needed the 3. I needed the 3 that he had. And we came to a very good understanding. We came down to a very good price. But I think the luck was that, like I mentioned before, like finding a very good friend out of it. And Pete Dunn Bunny, forever grateful to you, because he had Gut Check 2015 and GFW AMPS Anthology Parts 3 and 4. And I really needed them. I knew how rare they were eventually as they went on. And he sold them to me, and I'm forever grateful. Then a few months later, I returned the favor. Long story there. And if you watch his videos, you'll probably find out why. So then I was down to 3 that I needed to be completely up to date with everything that they had released in the space of 6 months. And I needed Knockouts Knockdown 2014. I needed Tag Team Tournaments by that point. And then I needed Hardcore Justice 2015, which was a mother to find, literally. Asking in a Facebook group if somebody had it, I got a reply from Zarek, who lives in Washington, I believe it was. And he just said, let me check when I get home. And obviously, due to the time difference, I didn't see my messages till the following morning. He sent me pictures, and lo and behold, it was the one I needed. So I got it from him, and great. That's all I needed. And then by July 2021, I had them all, literally every single one of them. So mega chuffed for that. So learning, like I mentioned before, when it comes down to it and learning about them, I learned what was rare, thanks to Turn for Punk and everything else. I've learned what was rare, what isn't, and why they're so rare in the first place. And some of them were released in limited amounts, and there aren't that many, like worldwide. If you didn't grab them at the time, you would have never found them again. Obviously, Wrestling Store now has a huge lot of stuff that they have for sale, of the stuff that is not even included in Shop Impact and Impact Eurostore. But so do check them out if you're missing some from your TNA Impact Wrestling collection. The rapidness, what's important about rapidness when it comes to TNA Impact Wrestling DVD collecting? Me, Turn for Punk and Bunny and I, us 3, we have a Facebook chat and we talk about releases and obviously what we're adding to our collections and everything else. And we've realized that once an Impact Wrestling DVD is made up for pre-order through the wrestling store, we instantly pre-order it. I'll tell you why now. Because we never know how quickly it could go out of print. And some of them do go out of print very quickly. And case in point, I mean, they had Hard to Kill up for pre-order the 13th, which was the Thursday before last, and 9 days ago. And from there, instantly, I just let them know, guys, it's available for pre-order. Wrestling Store also sent me a message to let me know. And as soon as I saw it that was available to pre-order, I just instantly pre-ordered it. And Lord and behold, it's on my way to me now. I'm jealous of Bonnie and Son for Punk because they already have it. Nathan, the wrestling guy as well. But worth the wait at the end of the day. So it will be definitely there in my collection. So why the urge to keep going? Even though I don't watch Impact as much as I used to, once I got the wrestling channel, I watched more of it. And I remember in 2004, 2005, to the elements of torrent sites and stuff like that, I watched more of it then. And obviously I loved the product. I ended up watching TNA back then more than WWE at times because I wasn't really enjoying the WWE products aside from a few things. But the X Division, AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels, even the heavyweight division and the tag team division was great. You know, it made me want to watch TNA more, and rightfully so. When you watch their stuff from back then, you can see why people switched to them instead of WWE. And then if I watch, for example, if I were to put Unbreakable 7-5 right now, the first thing that's going to pop up into your mind if you're watching this right now is that amazing triple threat match between Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, and Christopher Daniels. But there's more to that show and any of the other shows, you know, it doesn't have to be that one in particular. But there's so many debuts as well. I mean, I remember when Christian Cage debuted at Genesis 2-5, that was such a big thing as well. Then when the Dudleys debuted as well a few weeks prior to that at the first Impact on Spike TV and so on, you know. It was all about moments and you just didn't know who was going to show up next, really. I mean, I would read a lot of sites, you know, like No GQ, which surprisingly I'm a part of now. But I would read them a lot, and I would read like who was linked to them and who they wanted to sign and everything else. But obviously, everyone was a surprise. And I remember the wrestling channel was quite behind US at the time, so that it wasn't until 2006 that they actually decided to do one full night to get up to date, and they will only be like a week behind. Or a few days behind, forgive me, but by Final Resolution 2006, I remember they were completely up to date with everything that was happening in the States. And I thought that was pretty cool. Why are they so rare? Like I said, it's because maybe they're so rare because there's limited amounts and everything else. Advice. What advice can I give to anyone who wants to start a TNA Impact Wrestling DVD collection? Don't overspend. That's pretty much the honest truth. Even though I know some titles and some releases are rarer than others, but the trick is to just find them in lots and try and find what you need in lots in every sense of the word. And if you can find them, great. If you can't, you know, just keep searching and I'm sure they'll show up. As the months go by, and just don't give up hope. I know stuff like maybe GFW, Apps Anthology 3 and 4 hardly ever show up on eBay, but stranger things have happened. As of late, I've seen so many that I wanted at the time show up, and it's like, okay, you know, people are either selling because they're understanding how rare they are, or they're just selling because they need the money, either one of the two. But there is a lot of people that are selling some of their stuff, and it could be rarities or it could be not, but it doesn't really matter, you know. As long as you get down to it and you get them, it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to end this video with a big thanks to a few people, and I have to mention Derek Parkhurst, who sold me his Hardcore Justice 2015, Chaz Kangas, who I remember instantly sent me a message on Messenger and with a picture of X Division Extravaganza 2015, which I'd really needed. Ryan Nicholas, Travis Lassiter, Matthew Blesdo, Beatdown Bunny, Tom for Punk, everyone that I've bought Impact TNA DVDs from Wrestling Store for keeping them in stock and stocking them in as soon as they're released in the States. Maybe a few short days after, these guys have them in stock, and us Europeans can actually order them at a very good price as well. So, but like I said, you know, it's been a fun ride. I'm enjoying the hell out of still collecting them now that I'm up to date. It's always very exciting to order them because obviously they don't release that many as WWE do. So every time a TNA Impact DVD release is available for pre-order, it's always exciting. And once you get it in the mail, it's even more exciting. So I'm just going to follow it up, hopefully in the next few days, weeks. Once Hard to Kill 2023, my copy comes in, I'll probably make another video so you guys can see the evolution as to how when it started in 2021. I've got a few photos as well, which I'll include in the slideshow so you guys can see how it grew from just having from 2004 to 2009 to 2010 to 2013. So thanks for watching. I hope this guide has been a bit useful. I was going to bring up and show you for what I feel are the rare releases and the ones I'm proud to have in my collection. But that's not me. I'm not here to brag about my collection. I'm here to talk about it. I mean, like I said, to the ones who are still collecting them, just don't give up hope. You will find the ones that you need. And someone out there is still maybe willing to sell. Just don't overspend and just keep collecting. You know, it's not a race, guys. Just keep going, keep going, keep going until you get to where you want it to be. Case in point, I mean, Bonnie only needs 3 live crew. And if anyone knows or has it for sale and they're willing to sell, contact B-Town Bonnie. I'll leave his YouTube channel in the comments as well, so you guys can get in contact with him in case you're selling your own or if you know someone who's selling a copy. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back hopefully with another video. I'm going to, I don't really say an unboxing because it's more like a update of what I've accumulated and bought since. I haven't really bought that much. I mean, I received the Legends Volume 3 from the States. That's not been released in Europe, but I did get that from Amazon a few days ago, and a few others. You know, I'm very happy to how my collection is shaping up. So let's just leave it at that for now. So till then, thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back probably in a few weeks. Take care, and thanks for watching.